How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and it seems the news doesn't stop. It really doesn't. I'm having to push back a couple of my other videos that I had planned for tonight to tomorrow, and obviously we still have the CMA's verdict to come out from the CMC tomorrow, so there's that video as well. So it's going to be a busy few days, but lots of content for you guys to watch, so hopefully you'll enjoy all of it, including the non-ABK videos as well. Please do consider supporting those. But we have some big news when it comes to PlayStation's contract signing, and it seems that the deal that PlayStation got eventually was a lot worse than they actually bargained for. So let's get into it. So as you can see, Jim Ryan tried to make Xbox sweat it out, and in the end PlayStation got a far worse deal. Now only Call of Duty will remain status quo, and all other games like Diablo, Spyro, Crash, Prototype and new IPs can be exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem across dozens of devices and services. This was revealed by Tom Warren, who got word from Microsoft, who has confirmed Sony's 10-year Call of Duty deal is limited to Call of Duty only. Now, if you look at the letter over here, we knew from 2022, especially this is what came out from the actual court case. I'm writing to follow up on our prior discussions about Microsoft's intent to honor all existing agreements between Activision and Sony, and our desire to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. As you'll recall, January 31, 2022, I sent you a written agreement with my signature memorializing Microsoft's commitment to Sony, among other things, and proposed agreement provided that Microsoft would keep all existing Activision console titles on Sony, including future versions of Call of Duty franchise or any other current Activision franchise on Sony through December 31, 2027. I've said before that this is the right thing to do for gamers and for the industry, and I stand by that. Now, this included all Activision Blizzard games. Right now, what you are getting is only Call of Duty. Microsoft originally offered to keep existing Activision console titles on Sony, including future versions of current Activision games on PS till end of 2027, but that is no longer the case anymore. What they're offering Sony is only Call of Duty. Jim Ryan played his hand pretty hard, and actually, in my opinion, has a far worse deal. Now, I know a lot of people, or at least one person who was debating me quite aggressively, is saying that the 10-year deal offered by Call of Duty is a lot better than the 5-year deal they were getting, along with all the other games. Now, obviously, we don't know what games are coming out in the next 5 years. Diablo is already out, and they've said that Diablo is normally a 10-year cycle, so we won't see Diablo for another at least 5 years. So at least, they don't have to worry about Diablo. Spyro and Crash could potentially make an appearance in the next year or two. Prototype could definitely make an appearance. New IPs that we don't know about could be announced within the next year that are dropping very, very soon. So there are games that could come out over the next 2-3 years that will definitely be, or most likely be, exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem, and wouldn't have been exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem had Sony have signed the deal. Now, of course, the other angle to this is that Sony has gained an extra 5 years on Call of Duty, and whether Microsoft will be able to, after 2024, extend their reach into the marketing sphere and push gamers, towards the Xbox platform is quite unknown. I suspect they'll be able to, even though the games will be on parity, they'll be exactly the same. I guess they'll still have the marketing rights to say, play on Xbox, and Sony will not be able to advertise Call of Duty. That's a big thing, because as we all know, when you're advertising on the billboards, on the billiards, on the streets, on TV, on websites, people tend to notice that it's only for one game and assume that it is only available for that game, and genuinely do not know or realize that it's available for multi-plat. We've seen this with Hogwarts Legacy, we've seen this with Call of Duty, and among other games. Don't forget, the Twitter space makes less than 1% of the gaming population. As such, don't look at Twitter for your actual metric when it comes to people with knowledge about video games. The average person really doesn't know much about video games. In fact, the average person doesn't even know much about FPS. You know, when I spoke to some people who play a lot of video games, but just literally just come back from work, put the games on, play, they couldn't care whether the game ran at 30 FPS or 60 FPS because they didn't know what that jargon was. All they know is we put the game on and it works and we're happy, and that's it. So, you know, that's kind of interesting, but to have this actually done in this way, Microsoft basically finally, I'm guessing, had enough of Sony. Unless specified in the deal, Xbox should still make exclusive content for COD. They should do this with all their multi-platform first-party games, show Sony they can play the same game. Xbox wants to keep the content the same across the whole franchise for all customers. That is for Call of Duty, and that is a commitment that Microsoft has made. Man, Jim really is the worst thing to have ever happened to Sony. WoW, Jericho 2. I think that COD for an extra few years does get both PlayStation and Xbox more money though. I don't think any other IP Activision has could make the same kind of money if limited to 2027. And there is some truth to that. Jim wasn't lying, he didn't want a good deal, he wanted a bad deal. Way to look out for his community. Didn't Jim crying to regulators say that the revenue it gets from COD basically funds its first party output? So by Jim's own logic, Xbox will now fund Sony's first party output because COD belongs to Xbox. So you can see, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Diablo 5 ain't coming for another 10 years. So you guys basically waited 2 years for maybe a crash, basically a PlayStation troll. You'll not enjoy the waiting game. Hopefully they didn't make ABK games exclusive though, unless Sony doesn't want to pay up. I think a lot of ABK games are going to be exclusive. Next we have this one over here by Tim Dog. Now, he just has a just shh now and nothing else, and there's no other information regarding this, but it seems there's a big announcement coming because Cobril has released this. I cannot wait to share some things with you all. Now, whether he's going to release this very soon or after the CMA's final announcement, we don't know. But if we click on this and then go there, hold the line, do not publish before closing. Really? Good stuff for when family gets bigger. Activision Blizzard PSD. And that's it. Now, what this actually means or what's going to be revealed, maybe there's a couple of games that are just going to shadow drop down onto Xbox and release really, really early. That's going to actually be exclusive to Xbox only, just like how they did with Hi-Fi Rush. Who knows? You know, the speculation can go all over the place. I have a question. Can Xbox make Blizzard IPs exclusive, or all IPs are meant to be multi-platform like Call of Duty? The agreements to PlayStation and Nintendo are only about Call of Duty. Microsoft will not pull existing titles from platforms, but it's definitely possible that we see certain Xbox exclusives from Activision Blizzard in the future. And yeah, that's actually really interesting to me. I think this is telling of what we should be hearing. So if we actually do close on Monday, which is, I think, now's Monday, maybe, in terms of timing for me. Not yet, still 15 minutes as of the making of this video. But once it closes, and if it closes on Monday, I think we are going to see this drop. And whatever it is, it seems to be pretty big, and hopefully it's going to be interesting enough to you know, get our gaming juices fueling all over again. And that's pretty much it. It seems that, you know, Sony's continuous declaration to delay the deal, to cause trouble, to cause a headache, has finally bit them in the backside. Yes, they have got Call of Duty, and there's no reason at any point to make Call of Duty exclusive. And in fact, even after 10 years, if the game is still selling like it is right now, making it exclusive is ludicrous. There's literally no reason to do it. At the end of the day, every single purchase that's made on PlayStation, 70% of those proceeds will go to Microsoft. And after 10 years, they can renegotiate that deal. They don't have to give them a 70-30 split. They can give them an 85-15 split. They can take it or leave it. It's really up to them. But the game is so big, they are going to have to take it at that point, unless they have a better option. I know they can have SOCOM or Resistance, but the chances of them having that in the next 10 years is probably remote anyway, as they're investing most of their time into Marathon, which is multi-platform, and of course Factions 2, which seems to have gone back to the drawing board. So where does that leave Jim Ryan? Well, his antics finally have cost the PlayStation player base quite a bit. From being able to secure future Activision Blizzard games, all they have secured now is Call of Duty. And it's crazy how the tables have turned. It's crazy how Microsoft has spun this around. And really, I would love to see Jim Ryan's face right now, just to see what exactly he's feeling, because right now he must be going mental, because he just got outdone, outplayed, and outschooled in every single way. And now Microsoft hold all the cards. And the big question right now for everyone out there, for everyone, what is Microsoft buying, or who is Microsoft buying next? My money is on either Sega or Atlas. They make perfect sense, because if you want to go into Japan, those two are a really nice, easy segue into it. But if you ask Destin, he's talking about Take-Two. Now that's crazy, right? We're talking Rockstar Games here. We're talking GTA 6 or whatnot. Obviously, that's still going to come out on PlayStation. And I cannot, even if they bought Take-Two, GTA would 100% be on PlayStation. There's no way that game would be exclusive. The amount of money that they would lose is astronomical. That game is going to be the most grossing game, in my opinion, of all time. The anticipation levels for that game are just through the roof. But yeah, Take-Two, I think that's a bit of a stretch, but he believes it is. It's a rumor, of course. It's just tinfoil hatting, so don't take it as gospel. But I think Sega and Atlas are probably, in my opinion, the next ones to go for. I know people are saying Square Enix and Capcom. I think Capcom are quite happy to be independent. Square Enix, I don't think they'll be happy to go to Camp Xbox. You'll probably see a lot of people leaving. They pretty much want to stay with PlayStation, so let them. I've got no problem with that. I have a PlayStation, so. And that's the best way to be, folks. Have a PlayStation and an Xbox, and if you want a bit of sweetness on the side, add a Switch and a PC. If you've got all four of them, a gaming PC at that, there is literally nothing they can release out there that you can't have. And with Game Pass becoming even better now for Xbox owners on PC and console, the future's bright. The future is green. And Jim Ryan is definitely not lean. Right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget, I've got my other non-ABK related video. I've had to push that out a little bit, so that should be out later tomorrow. And my other one that's related to how Microsoft beat the FTC, that will be officially coming tomorrow, because a lot of you have been asking for that video. So that is coming tomorrow for sure, around midday my time. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.